we're talking about BET Presents The Encore, the show.
Yeah.
The show basically brought together 9 different women who were in groups from 90s and 2000s, except Nivea, who was a solo artist. In 30 days, they were supposed to complete a EP, which it was, or album, whichever you want to call it, and then put on a showcase at the end of this all. During the process, some of the women left, like Aubrey, Misha, Irish, and Nivea. So we were left with Pam, Kiely, Shamari, and Fallon and Felisha. During the course of the show, Kiely always made it known that she did not want to be a part of the group, that she was a creative director, and everybody else said, we didn't know anything about a creative director role, so we need you to be a part of this group.
Right.
Eventually, she gave in, and the 4 became a group, with Pam now basically leaving after the production from what was put on TV. So that's just to bring you up to speed, whoever might have not been up to speed. But yeah, Kiely is a dynamic performer. I don't think Kiely really realizes that too. Just like, to me, Kiely is like a Bobby Brown in a sense. I don't look at them as like dynamic singers, and I, can say they can sing the highest and greatest notes, but they can put on a show. And that's the beauty of it. Like Bobby Brown couldn't sing what Luther sang, but what his records gave, it worked, and he could put on a show. So they were dynamic performers, and I think that's exactly what she is. And she showed that again, because we saw that with Cheetah Girls and 3LW, but I think Kiely realized too, being in those groups, like, I'm not really a singer, but maybe, I don't know what her reasoning was for not wanting to be in this particular group. But I'm glad that she stepped up and stepped in for people to see what she really does offer in those ways. So I thought that was good.
I did too.
Yeah.
I agree. Because when she told me that the first day that I got there, like, I'm not part of this group. And when I asked everybody to sing for me at the piano, so I was like, really? But I was told that they have a creative director, not in that group, but in the staff, in the production team. They had a talent coordinator, they had a creative, director, they had everything that they needed. So I really thought she was supposed to be part of the group. And if that's the case, then why didn't you just let that particular spot be for someone who really wanted this?
Right.
Why did you fulfill that spot or fill that spot and take that opportunity away from someone else?
Yeah, because it was obvious and apparent that nobody else knew she was supposed to be a creative director either. So I don't know what her conversations were like, behind the scenes, but they obviously didn't tell the other women this was happening.
No.
So she obviously ran into that wall a lot. I don't know why you would want to come in a house and be a creative director anyways. I get wanting to be a creative director, just not in that capacity, I would say. Right. But I don't think I would.
I mean, the girls asked her to sing.
Right.
The girls, right then, that day, the first day, they said, no, we want you to sing. We want you to sing. We really want you to be in this group, And so finally we got her to come up to the piano, and she actually sang. But everybody sang, so she saw everybody singing, and I was critiquing everybody, which you didn't see that either. I got a chance to critique everyone, but she did sing last, and I think she really enjoys singing. I think she's just really trying to, I think she's putting up a front. Kiely, you putting up a front.
That's what it looked like, because the way she got on that stage at that final performance and delivered, as much as the heartache and pain and back and forth and fights and all this stuff, she really shined. I wouldn't have known, had I not known who she was, I wouldn't have known that she hadn't been on the actual stage and singing in a while, because she really showed improved in that moment. All of the girls did, matter of fact.
Yes,
I knew Shamari would be ready already because she stays ready. Like, what else? And
like
Fallon and Felisha really, as much as the drama that they caused, I could tell that they really are some great artists. Yes. As far as how they are in their personal lives, I don't know, but on here it didn't show them in the best light. But that is what they chose to accept. So hey, but I thought all the girls did good for that showcase. Like you said, you were even in the audience, like crying, wiping your eyes. And I was like, in that moment for you though, what was it like? Like, what were you just thinking? Like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, what was that like to watch the whole process come?
I was just so happy for the girls to get to that point, because you as a woman, you want to see us be able to come together.
Right.
As a Black woman, you really want to see us come together and achieve something so dynamic that it's just spectacular. It sparkles. And I was able to put myself in that element, in that, so that I felt their emotion, like, because they're all true performers. Yeah, every last one of the girls. They're all, even the ones that left, they're all true performers. And me being a performer before a vocal coach, the stage is my home. And that's where I come alive. That's where, you hear Beyonce say she becomes who? That's Sasha. Right. So you become somebody else on that stage, and it's just so breathtaking, and I was so elated that the girls made it that far. They looked beautiful. It was hard. It was hard work. It was a journey, leaving their families for 30 days, being separated from their loved ones, and having to live with people you've never, probably some of them have never met. Right. They didn't know their personalities and their different characters that they were coming into that. And there's a lot of negativity. I'm not going to say the word hate. I don't like negative energy. Yeah. Because we have to start making ourselves live in a positive world. That's right. Everything should be positive. If you see something negative, you're walking that way, turn around and go the other way. Because I don't entertain that. If you see in the show, I did not partake in those scenes of arguing and all that stuff. Like when we were in the studio and they were going on co-sign, I had every opportunity to say, wait a minute, girls, like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be here doing da 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 da. I didn't do it because they would have turned that energy over to me. Right. And they would have said, shut up. They may have, you never know. Yeah. You never know, but I didn't want to have to, then I would have been going with this back and forth. I'm here to work, to be the vocal coach, get the best out of you that I can get, and pray for you, and move on. So, and Cosign was telling me, he was like, people were wondering, in the reviews and tabloids, why didn't the vocal coach say something in your behalf, or the choreographer, why didn't we step up for you in that moment? I think he handled himself very well. Yeah, he did. He did. Very graciously, he did. I don't know how he did it, but he did. He did it. And then he sent them some roses or flowers, right. Floral basket, I mean, and that show actually sparked, artists or singers who want to become singers, or who want to get back into singing. It sparked them. They've been DMing me like left and right. I can only imagine. I want to do this. And what do we have to do? But they actually want to see what goes on and what it takes to become an artist. Right, right. people are asking now. They're like, okay, we know you can't just step on to the stage and you're Beyonce all of a sudden. You know, what they don't see is the hard work and the choreography and the interviewing skills and all of the things that an artist has to go through in order to be who they are.
That's right.
They don't really.
That's right. And so your work was like cut short in the eyes of the camera, or the finished production rather. But you did work with the girls much more than what was shown. So I did want to just make that known. In fact, you said you were in the house from pretty much the start, just about, right?
I was there a lot. And then the scenes, because the days that I was there, the very first day I worked with the girls over an hour. You saw me, I guess, 3 minutes, you know, and in the studio I critiqued all the songs, but you didn't see that. And I think Shamari had told you that we had a boot camp day.
Yeah.
That day they had to run and they had to, you know, jog. They did all the leg lifts. I showed them how to do the core training, all that stuff. It was cut because I guess they wanted the camaraderie, the drama, I guess. I don't know. That was the day. That was actually Aubrey was still there.
Okay.
And she had suggested that the group separate into 2 groups. Okay. And so that's, some of the girls were in the boot camp and some were in the studio, you know, working in the studio.
We would have never known.
Exactly. You know, you would have known if they had, you know, if they had shown it. I really don't know why they cut them, but a lot of people want to see that stuff.
Yeah, they do. And it's important, especially a show about singing. But as I said to you before, I understood, you know, the fact of pushing Fallon and Felisha's antics to help their agenda, or whatever the case may be. I won't say agenda, but to push the ratings, maybe, I guess. Because people want to see drama. Believe it or not, they do want to see drama. And they even went on live. I seen one of them going live, or both of them going live, and say, you know, if we were all kumbaya and holding hands, you wouldn't watch. So I was like, well, that is kind of true, because they would have said, oh, this is boring. Let me change the channel. Now, you would have had a lot of us who would have said, this is great. I'm glad to see this. Women sticking together, you know, singing. Yes, but the majority of the world would have been like, what is this? So you had somebody to push that kind of thing there to still get the singing done, thankfully, because the way that they were fighting, it didn't look like any songs were going to get done.
Right, exactly. So, I wonder, all those people, the people that really like all that drama, I wonder what their real lives look like.
You know, it's strange, but I think people like to see something to get away from their reality. And you have these shows, and we see, like, even like Atlanta Housewives, you just go on here and watch these shows, but you really watch to see who doesn't like who and who's going to get into it with who, and who, because when they're having fun, we're like, yeah, this is good. But it's nothing like when you heard such and such got into it with such and such, and you're like, oh my God, I got to watch next episode, because that's how they pull you in. So right. A lot of those people just really want to see the drama because it's an escape for their own reality. No telling what they might be dealing with. But it's just a amplifier for whatever it is that they're watching. So networks know what works.
I don't like drama.
No, me either.
I don't like it in my life. I don't like people to bring me drama. You know, all I'll do is just go get me a bottle of water and drink it, just like I did on the show.
That's right. That's right. But I could tell in those moments, you know, it was uncomfortable for you. I could see the moment that you stepped on what kind of person you were, just by your spirit, by your energy, you know, just by the way you were. So I knew that having you in that area wasn't going to work, because you seemed very far removed from somebody being drama-ish. So I could tell it was like, oh, okay.
Maybe I would have gotten more camera time had I been, you know, more dramatic, or partaking in the festivities of the drama, you know. But it didn't. I want to see results. I'm a vocal coach. I'm an artist developer. I want
Yes.
results. The only way I can get results is if I teach you, if I work with you, if I pull out of you, the talent that lays dormant, or if I can enhance you in any way. That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
Yes, yes. So, of course, the girls put out the final product of the EP. Have you had a chance to listen to it yet?
Oh, heck yeah. Are you kidding me? I bought it right away. And like I said, I was just ecstatic that they finished it.
Yeah.
And the songs are so ridiculous. Like it's already number one, but I think they could stay on the charts for quite some time.
Yeah.
I really do hope they become Blueprint and stay Blueprint.
I hope so.
And tour and then do another season and then do another album, making, actual videos. And I mean, I really pray that they get all of that. They
Yeah,
deserve
because
it.
they really did. I'm going to say this, like I said earlier, as much as the push and pull and everything, I was glad to see the finished product and hear the finished product be exceed my expectations, honestly. Because every single song was a smash. I don't know when the last time I listened to an album or EP and I said that about every song. So that says a lot, number one. Number two, Fallon and Felisha, I definitely have to give them their credit. They are, great, not only singers, but production, a team too.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
they definitely did their part on that. I have to say that. Every girl brought their A game as far as vocals and everything else, and performance wise too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen. I might be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody get together that fast and put together a show and still be able to do it good. So
Exactly.
I have to give them credit for that.
I think that all of the girls should have. I think they all would have done a fantastic job. All 9
Yes.
girls.
Yes.
And I think that it would have given it a lot of visual impact, with some girls doing this song, some girls, and then you use your choreography with, how they walk off. Some girls walk off in the song and then others step in right in the choreo, and it's like a whole production,
Right.
I mean, I was in a lot of productions. I was the lead in The Wiz. I was Dorothy. I was the lead in Hair. You remember Hair?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was the lead in that. I was the lead in the Grease.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I played Olivia Newton. I was the Black Olivia.
Okay. Okay.
But in all those productions, I almost made it to Effie in
Yeah.
the stage play Dreamgirls. But in
Dreamgirls.
the end, they said, "Oh, Effie has to be 300 pounds." I'm like, why didn't you tell me that before I went through all of these auditions and every day and getting the callbacks? But it's experience. And
Yeah.
I say everybody should experience all of that stuff. Experience whatever you can. Go audition for this, audition for that, audition, learn what they're looking for, learn what they want out of, your audition, because each one of them is different. They're
Yeah.
from The Voice. I had a lot of students that went to The Voice, that made it on American Idol. I had a couple that was on AGT, you know, but go to the auditions and get the experience, and all of those, that stage, theatrical, everything that Blueprint did, they could have worked all of those girls in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And in the finale of the last song, the finale, make it a finale where everybody's
Right.
on stage together.
Yeah.
Man, had I been working on that, look, I should have been the creative director. No,
That's right. That's right.
But we already had Kiely as the creative director, so
Yeah, but I think that would have been awesome to see all of them. And people don't really, like, for me, just going like back in the days, like to the 70s and the 60s and stuff like that, backgrounds really made a record what it was. You know what I'm saying? You had, and that's why I said people like Luther were so very, on that kind of stuff, because he was a background singer before. So those backgrounds really brought out a record. You could have those backgrounds with no lead and it still be something that somebody listened to.
Exactly. The harmonies.
Yes. Yes.
And we had to be in the studio all together. We didn't have tracks.
That's right.
We had no 24, 48 tracks, No, we may have had one track or maybe 4 track, but we had the band in there. We had all the background singers and we had the lead vocalists. When I was doing the lead, I had everybody behind me. We were all, in the pocket, rocking, just, everybody. But we had very experienced and very professional people that we were working with. Now, I'm not taking anything away from anyone now, but a lot of the production is, what do you call it? Synthesized, or like
it's computerized.
Computerized. A lot of people call themselves producers, but they don't even read or write music.
Right. That's true.
Okay. But back then, a producer was somebody who could score sheets, and be able to, okay. But,
that's right.
So it's a lot.
You had to know a lot of things, like the timing of the music. Is it 3/4? Is it 4/4? Is it this? Is it that? You had to really know that stuff.
Yeah. And that's why I teach that to my students. And when I do work with them, I do ask them, do you already know how to read music? Do you play keyboard? Do you play guitar? Whatever. If you do, that's a plus. Then we can move on to the next thing and really work on your dynamics and work on your control. So I'm waiting. I can't wait to get with you.
Oh, yes. We're going to make it happen.
We can do some of that doo-wop.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff, because people don't realize, what that kind of stuff is really missing now.
It is.
As a whole, it really is missing. Like, you had Barry White doing a whole, orchestra. You don't see something like that now. And then you had people like Stevie Wonder with Wonder Love, with, Denise Williams and Shirley Brewer and all these different talented women, Suze Green. And
I just got to be free.
There you go. And I just got to be me. Yeah. Look, that's it. Yeah.
Man, you talking about
silly.
Some old school, some hits.
Yeah.
Like, these kids don't know what they are missing. They don't know.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Songs it flip-flops.
Right.
So, the melodies, and the chord progressions. Even, there's nothing new.
Yeah, it's not.
Same thing with fashion. There's nothing new.
No.
It's been here, it's done that. But you may do it in a different way.
And that's what it is.
May put a twist on it,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And people just don't understand. And just so I can put it in perspective, like somebody who might not know, like Beyonce has took a lot of that stuff. Matter of fact, in her early career, like she used Betty Wright's "Girls Can't Do What the Guys Do" for I forget what the song is, but you know what I'm talking about. That beginning intro, that dun, 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 dun.
Oh
yeah, that's Betty Wright.
Yeah, definitely.
And then she used who was it? The Shy Lights, I think it was. She used their song for "Crazy in Love." So that was a sample of their song. So a lot of that stuff got brought back from a lot of those artists. You just don't realize it. Lil Wayne, matter of fact, used a piece of Supreme's "Reflections." And I don't think people know that.
Somebody, who was it? Chris Brown used Shanice.
That's right. Yeah, I love your smile. Yep.
Yes. And,
Yep.
and of course, everybody thinks that it's brand new. Like my grandkids, I was like, that song was done by Shanice. And they were like, Sha who? You know, but it's up to us. It's up to us who knows better.
Yes.
To tell them and make sure we let them know. No. Don't miss it, because this is where it came from, you know.
Yeah.
But it's so many times that, you know, that melody or chord progression has been used by somebody else, but they make it new, they make it fresh, you know. And Lauryn Hill did it with people thought that was her song.
Yeah, Killing Me Softly, yeah.
And then
that's Roberta Flack.
Mary J did it with nobody, you know, people were like, who, Shaka what? Like,
right.
You know. So I make sure I tell them, that song was from
Which is why, though, I was appreciative of people like Whitney bringing on Shaka when she did I'm Every Woman, you know, because she even had Shaka in the video, and she shot it Shaka out in the song. So I'm glad for people like that to show, like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do it my way, but I'm still going to pay homage to you because you were the original. So
didn't she do that with Dolly Parton when she did I'll Always Love You? And she also did that with the Isley Brothers when she did. I mean,
one of those days she used.
And I think that we ought to start. Shoot, with you, we need to get you in the studio and do some oldies but goodies. You know, redo some of these songs.
Yeah, I would love to. That's my listen. That is what I love. That is what I love. I listen to new music now. Don't get me wrong, like her and different people, Jasmine Sullivan, of course, and Bruno Mars and all those kind of people. But I really, really love, you know, the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire and Frankie Beverly and Maze. You know, Golden Time of Day. That stuff.
The Whispers.
Oh yes, Rocksteady. Listen, we listen to that every party.
Oh my God. Man, I just you just making me like want to go back in time.
And I had Cool from Kool and the Gang on here not that long ago too, but they had a lot of stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You gotta tell him I said, hey, what's up? You know, a lot of them were really man, you know, me and Midnight Star.
Yes.
You know, and Atlantic Star, I'm very close friends with the lead vocalist. And I mean, I just go back, like you mentioned Shalimar, you know.
Yep.
I started vocal coaching like all the kids in the neighborhood in LA, where Dorsey Park, where all like Shalimar went to high school, I had all the kids in the neighborhood, and I had them all in a performing arts camp. And they were paying $1 a day. $1 a day. I picked up like 24 kids in my little Toyota, hatchback Toyota. And their legs were hanging out the back, you know. But I was like, I have to do this because these kids are so talented. They're just so talented. Somebody's got to do it.
It's true. It's true, because it's you know, in this time it's getting lost. Everybody wants to be like, you know, the me person. Everybody wants everything fast and that kind of stuff. So to have people like you is something that's great. And you mentioned Midnight Star too, and people don't know, like, Midnight Star is so slept on. Like, matter of fact, Lil Duval, the comedian, did their song Curious. He remixed that song with Snoop Dogg and Ball Greasy, who was from here. Slow Jam, Monica and Usher redid that song.
Oh yes.
It seems what you say is true. I feel the same way too. See, I waited all night long just to dance with you. And when you touched my hand, I knew you were the man to turn my world around and make it more than just a dream.
All right now.
Listen. That's it. That's it.
Luther Vandross and Cheryl Lynn.
Yeah. If This World Were Mine.
Oh my gosh. We used to perform that in my band so much. Oh my gosh.
Oh
These
man.
people don't know. We got to bring some groups back.
Yes.
And we need to bring some bands back. We've got to do our homework. Not everybody, unfortunately, because of what happened on the Encore, a lot of people are like, I see why I'm not in a group.
Yeah, that's true. But it's a good part.
They even said that. She even said that. You know, but we need to bring back some of the groups, some of the harmonies, some of the blend.
Yes. Yes.
Man, and
that's what's missing
right now. I'm working on that right now. I'm gonna hold auditions.
Okay.
And I need to come back on your show.
Yes.
And we need to hold some auditions so that I can put together a girl group and a guy group.
Okay.
I had 6 groups at one time. I was vocal coaching Vision.
Okay.
And I had, they were my group for a minute, but Adonis came out of that group. He was with Puff Daddy for a while. And they were awesome. Like their harmonies, like ridiculous. Yes. And then of course, Shamari's group, Intrigue. I had Fourth Measure. I had Midstream. I put groups together, but I listened to their tone that they have, their voice range, their capabilities, their dynamics, their everything. And that's what makes a really, really good, tight group.
That's right. That's right.
So we need to do that.
Yeah.
Let's do
that.
Absolutely.
You have my commitment right here today that we will do that. Absolutely.
We're going to do it. And you're going to be the first one that we put in that group.
That's right. That's right. That's right. But, I've been looking for people like, it seemed like everybody don't just shied away from groups lately. Like, I'm just like, I really wish that stuff come back because that's what I love. I'm not the kind of person to be like, I need to be in the front. Like, as long as I can sing and I can hear that blend and that harmony and we can make some good music, that's what I care about.
Yeah, because we don't have the Drifters anymore, or the Platters, or
that's right.
The OJs, or Ray Goodman and Brown.
You gotta be a special lady.
The Stylistics. We don't have any of that anymore, and we did have, what was it, Portrait, High Five.
Yeah.
112.
Yeah.
That the Black Street.
Yeah.
We had Jagged Edge. We had a lot of groups.
Yeah. Surface was in there too.
Tony.
Yeah. After 7.
Yeah.
I just did an interview with Buddy White from Intro. And they got slept on too. I don't even know how, but
Intro. I remember that.
Yeah. They did some production on Mary J's album, which was really made them who they were. But as far as their star power, it was like they made it, but they didn't make it. And Buddy was like, yeah, a lot of the guy groups really bit off of us, but you wouldn't know that. And I was like, I can tell, but
wow. And
you would have to know.
Remember Full
That's
Force?
Right. That's right. Ain't my type of hype. Yeah.
Because they did a lot of stuff for like the Backstreet Boys. Giving them that flavor.
Yes.
Yeah. The list goes on. What was it? Teddy Riley's group, of course. We named them.
Guy.
Yeah. Guy.
Yeah, you had Guy. You had. Did we do Boys? We forgot Boys to Men.
Boys to Men. Okay, the biggest group ever.
Oh, Next. You got them.
Next.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. Yeah, it's a lot of them.
And then it was a lot of other groups that were coming out. Like I said, I worked with a lot of new groups that were coming out on a lot of different labels, but for some reason, they lost their deals before they could even come out. Like a lot of labels will sign acts for tax purpose,
Yeah.
And then, but
So
we're gonna make all that change.
yeah, we getting ready to start a new wave, and I'm excited about that. But before I talk about what your next opportunities are, I want to ask you something like this. So for you as a vocal coach, like when you hear somebody like, let's say, Angela Winbush, what do you think about her voice? Because Angela Winbush, to me, is one of the greatest voices ever. And I literally mean ever. I don't know how she can do what she does. But it's amazing the way she can pull those bottom notes and then soar with the whistle notes at the same time. Like, I don't even understand it, but one of the most underrated artists to me. So when you hear a voice like that, what do you think?
Well, I actually had the opportunity. Angela and I were signing on an indie label.
Okay.
At the same time, when she was with Renee and Angela. And that was many years, many moons ago.
Yeah, that was like the 80s at the time. Sound like
it was a long time ago. And
you're not that old though, so I don't understand how, but okay.
Thank you very much. But she was a force to be reckoned with then. She and Renee had some big hits. Like, they were really, really good together. And then when she came out as a solo artist, like, she's very hard to mimic. Like, a lot of the singers try to sing her songs, but they can't capture that dynamic and that feeling and emotion that she has. It's just something that's embedded in her voice.
It is.
You can't mimic her.
Yeah, you can't. It's very hard. It's very hard.
And I hate when she fizzled out. She did try to come back. She tried to. I remember it was a video she had where she came out with overalls on. And I forgot the song though. But she came back and she was trying to change her style to fit the moment.
Yeah.
And that didn't work, because your style is your style. Like,
that's right.
Nobody can take that from you. Unfortunately, the industry, they flip-flop so much that they don't recognize good talent like that, the raw meat, the gritty talent like that anymore.
And it's unfortunate that people like that really get lost, because though, and I don't think people really realize too that Angela really became a great producer in writing on the Isley Brothers stuff, because her and Ron eventually married, and but she wrote for a lot of their stuff, including, and Layla Hathaway too, matter of fact, now that I think about it. And then she wrote I Learned to Respect the Power of Love for Stephanie Mills, and some other stuff. But I'm glad that Stephanie sung that song first, and then Angela came out with her cover, because I don't think if she would have sung it first, it would have worked. But just hearing Stephanie, it worked. Yeah. But if I would have heard her sing it first, I would have been like, I don't know. To hear her do it now, though, it makes sense. But
she was one of my idols too. Stephanie was one of my idols.
Yeah. Somebody else who was underrated.
Very
I
much.
don't know how. But
I used to sing a lot of her stuff in my band. Stephanie. Who was out around the Stephanie time? Of course, Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
I mean, just those, Shaka,
That's
they
right.
kind of, they molded female artists back then. They were, and Natalie Cole.
Yeah. Oh man. Don't even get me started on that.
Phyllis Hyman.
Yes.
Phyllis Hyman.
You know what, Cinnamon? I gotta show you something. I'll show it to you later. But you gotta hear my little cousin sing that. Meet Me on the Moon by Phyllis Hyman. I gotta let you hear. She's 18.
Don't do it, because it's just gonna bring tears.
Listen, she's 18. She can sing that song, and I mean, it sounds just like the original.
Oh.
That I watched her. She just put out matter of fact, my uncle just put out her very first single.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
she's 18. They just dropped her off to Hampton University. She's going to study voice there, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
So, but I got to
Amazing.
show you the video. But I listened to her. We were just over at the house, and they just turned on the music and she sang, and I just sat there with my eyes closed, and I almost cried because that's how the feeling
Powerful.
was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, wow. So I gotta let you hear that later, but just remind me. But go ahead, talk about
Definitely. Oh, I
it.
can't wait. Can't wait.
Yes, yes. But I really wish duos came back too, because we don't see any of those.
Don't
Like
see
you
any.
said, Renee and Angela, but Angela talked about the reason that they broke up, but you don't hear people like Yarbrough and Peoples anymore either, who I love.
And Ashford
And
Simpson.
Simpson, that's right.
I mean, they had a lot of. There was another girl group, Changing Faces.
Yeah. I know Changing Faces. I had Cassandra on a few years ago.
Oh,
Matter of fact.
really?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Changing Faces.
I feel really honored. You've had some powerful people on. I feel really, really honored to be in your presence.
No. I'm more honored to be in yours, trust me. But music is my thing. I love it. So to have all these people come on and tell their stories is really something for me, just because you don't always see the background of what happens. And that's what I really want to push, because we can see somebody on top today, but tomorrow is like, oh, they fell off, they're gone, they must have died. And it's like, wow, that's not
Right.
the only thing that happens, So I
I,
really love that.
I just I wish I could really tell the true story of why I'm not in the industry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it it goes unsaid that there are so many trials and
Yeah.
so many things that happen. You make a choice
Right.
to go there or you don't.
Yeah.
There's two choices.
That's it. That's
No
it.
more. No in between. Okay, I'm a kind of do. No.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time. And though we might feel frustrated or down about where we are in life, sometimes it's like, I got to realize that everything revolves around a choice, no matter what. It all comes
Exactly.
down to choices, no matter what. And whatever choice you choose, you just got to take it. So it is
Exactly.
what it is.
Right.
But that it's a story in that alone, But I really wish people respect the artistry and the sacrifices. I'll say that people like you and all these other artists that I just named put in to be here, to be able to just have this conversation, because it's not always that way. We saw Phyllis Hyman basically commit suicide, at 45. She's not here to talk about her life and her story and the downfalls, but it's unfortunate. Florence Ballard is gone at 32. She's not here to tell her story. I had
Mary
Mary
Will.
Wilson
Mary
on.
Wilson, yes. Mary Wilson.
I had
Yes.
her on. Matter of fact, in November.
Oh, are you?
And then she just passed this past February. So
Yeah.
I got to hear some of her story. Don't get me wrong, in the books, of course, I read. So I was thankful for that. But these
Mm,
people are, you don't really
mm.
know the depths of those kind of things. And Mary Wells too, like you said, because Mary was one of those people. Before we had the internet, she had passed from cancer, and she wasn't able to tell her whole, thing, because she was in a lot of stuff at the time. So
That's why I can
it's.
appreciate all these documentary movies
Mm-hmm.
that you see, Billie Holiday, and Dorothy Dandridge, and I mean, just it goes on and on and on. You see all of these great people and what happened to them and the struggles
Yeah.
that they had. Some of them were really, really heartbreaking,
Yeah,
very
it is.
heartbreaking. A lot of them were, from back then, the struggle of trying to be in the industry and be Black at the same time.
Yeah.
And that unfortunately has trickled all the way up to the now.
That's right.
As far as how dark you are, or, and some people do experience that. And I hate that happens, because I've been told a lot of stories from a lot of the artists that I've worked with, and I hate that has to be part of the story.
Right.
Even in the film industry, why does that have to be part of the story?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I'm kind of glad though for the documentaries and stuff like that, because back in the day we didn't have people walking around with a cell phone that could just film you and say, hey, what do you think about this? That wasn't possible. So the things that you saw about artists really came in newspapers or online, not in online, but in like magazines and stuff like that, or over the radio you heard somebody talking about it, or stuff like that. So especially people like Nina Simone, you didn't know the stuff that she was going through and how she might have had mental issues and stuff like that, because it wasn't really talked about. And thankfully we have documentaries, we have movies, we have those kind of things to bring their names back, because people like Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington and
Aretha
Sarah
Franklin.
Vaughan, and Aretha Franklin.
That Aretha went through, I didn't know that she went through.
That's right.
I was like, are you kidding me?
That's right.
All we see is the glorified, know. And that brings me to tell you, I did an interview with iHeartRadio, and I don't know if you saw it or not, but the team over there is like, they were, along the storyline that we're talking about now, and everything that I've done in the past, the past 35, 40 years. So they actually asked me if they could do a documentary on my journey, my life.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
Congratulations. You deserve that. You deserve that.
Oh, I appreciate that. So yeah, in that documentary, you're going to learn those things that I was telling you that has happened to me. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's hard. It's hard, but I guess at some point it's best to reveal those things and let the world know what really happened. Because I feel like I was talented enough to do and to be out there with all the greats, and but things happen. God makes no mistakes.
No, not at all.
So he has made it possible for me to be able to tell my story now.
And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that.
To be able to help others, to guide them in the right direction, and it's there. It's there for everyone, but you have to be careful. It's like I was saying, the reason I mentioned groups is because not everybody can be a solo artist.
That's right.
There's only so many rules, so many spaces at the top, know. So all the hundreds of thousands of singers that are out here, there's not everybody's going to be a Beyonce or a Rihanna or a Lady Gaga. It's just, so give a little bit, give a little, get in a group, but work together and really prove that you can do it without all the
Exactly. I was watching this show that's pretty popular now, All American, on Netflix.
Yes, that's my show.
Listen, somebody put me on.
Tell me anything about the new season, because I haven't seen the new season yet.
Okay, I won't tell you
season
that.
3.
Somebody put me on literally probably like 3 weeks ago, and I have been binge watching ever since. But I tell you no lie, I've been in here like every single night after watching this show, because it has inspired me in ways I didn't even imagine. And it's really inspired me to work, you know, to do these kind of things and to call on people and to do different things, to make amendments and a lot of different stuff. Like some of this stuff I had to cry about because I was like, oh, this deep.
Oh my God.
It's deep. So
what season are you on?
I just finished season 3. I just finished season 3 last night.
Oh, you just finished it. Okay. Well, don't tell me. But
I'm not.
I did have to, I had to cry at the end of season 2 when he lost his dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whew.
That was just so powerful, you know, and those kids are really great actors.
They are.
I
don't know. I don't know how he was able to come. You know, you saw the scene when he came from the car and then back to into the house. But that scene where he's like kneeling down and he does that like, it was like, oh, I had to take a moment after that. I was just like, hold on, wait a minute, next episode, I'm coming. Just give me a couple of minutes. Just give me a minute, because it was some serious acting that they're doing on this show. And I see that the girl who plays Simone, Jordan's girlfriend / wife, I see they're going to do a spinoff around her too.
Jordan's wife?
Yeah.
What Jordan?
The coach's son. So you know Tay Diggs plays Coach Baker.
Yes.
His son has the girlfriend.
Oh, his real wife.
No, on the show.
See, you told me something. See,
my bad. I don't know if the seasons get mixed up, but Simone, I think Simone was in season 2, maybe, or she comes in at the end of season 2.
Whatever, you can't clean it up now. So now I know. Okay, Jordan got married. Dang.
well, that's literally just the surface. There's a whole lot more around that, so you still got a lot to go.
Okay. Because I'm like, Jordan who? Jordan, the basketball player, Michael Jordan.
No, but yeah, it's a whole lot layered around that too. So you'll be fine. I promise. Hearing that part was nothing compared to what you'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, just seeing that show has really taught me and showed me so much stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I really, want people to understand your journey, and not only your journey, but all these artists, people in their entertainment industry, because not everybody gets on drugs and not everybody dies and not everybody goes to drink, and but we all have downfalls. We all have times that are not so great, but we still come out on top, and we still stand strong, and we still have a story to tell. And that's why I call people like you here to do that. And I'm glad that this documentary is coming so that people can really see much more, about you and what you do and who you are, because it's important. We have to take care of our own. I believe that.
Thank you. We're also going to do, I'm going to do a master vocal class. It's a master class. So people can, they can audition for, we're going to be showing exactly what it takes to be an artist. You're going to have to run up the mountain. You're going to have to do the CrossFit training. You're going to have to do the cardio. You're going to have to do all the vocal classes and all the stage presence and everything. You're going to have to do the choreography, everything. So people are going to audition to be on one of those shows.
Okay.
And for the master class, they just have to register. And I'm hoping to be able to do that class in different cities. So I would come to you, would just announce it in Miami.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to come to hopefully like a Marriott hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And take one of the weekend classes and get all of the training that I can offer that weekend. And then I go to the next city, but to be able to continue watching it from some of the shows that we're going to be putting together.
Yeah, I think that'll be awesome. So I'm glad people will have that opportunity,
Yes,
it's important.
Don't forget, I want to hear your little 18-year-old.
Oh, yeah. I won't forget. I'll talk to you later, but I won't forget. I promise.
Okay.
But Cynnamyn, I really thoroughly thank you sincerely for just not only doing this, but for being open and honest enough to just talk about your life. It's not easy all the time because, like I said, some things aren't always pretty. But I thank you for that. And we got a lot more work to do together. And just let everybody know where they can find you on your social media sites and all of that good stuff.
Okay. It's very, very easy. It's Cynnamyn_Robinson, but you don't spell me like the food. It's CYNNAMYN_Robinson. It's the same on Facebook, same on Twitter, same on LinkedIn, same on whatever.
Okay, that makes sense. And of course, BET Presents The Encore has ended now, but hopefully we'll be back with season 2 soon.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll see you on there again, as well as the other projects that you mentioned too.
Definitely. I am also working with a couple of other ladies from a couple of other reality shows.
Okay.
Married to Medicine is one.
Okay.
And it's Dr. Contessa.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And she saw me on the show and she was like, oh my God, I want her to be my kid's vocal vocal coach. And I feel honored. I'm really appreciative for that. And then I also I've worked with Shamia Morton from Real Housewives.
Yes,
she was in Shamari's girl group when I managed her when she was 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
And so I'm going to be starting to work with Shamia again. So I look forward to it. It's going to be fun. Like the journey it's opening up. Everything is just really opening up.
Yeah, it will definitely take off for you. I know it. I believe that, and I sincerely hope and pray that as well, because I can tell just who you are in a way, and we all deserve God's gifts in this lifetime. So I'm thankful for that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything, and not all the way congratulations, because we still got a lot more work to do.
Yes, more.
But thank you so much again, and I sincerely appreciate you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tony. You're a wonderful host. You're amazing. You sing amazing. I can't wait to work with you, and it will be an honor.
All right. Well, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. This is none other than Miss Cynnamyn Robinson herself.